Reddit user called an Asian Boxcar posted a video to the Paranormal Encounters subreddit of something that gave them chills. While out of town one night, they were surprised to receive a notification from the Ring camera on their back door. Thinking it was nothing, they casually checked the footage, only for their eyes to widen at what they saw. Around 8 p.m., the Ring camera captured a ghostly white silhouette walking through the yard. This unknown figure staggered past the camera, soon fading into the darkness of the night. While it does seem more likely that this was a living person rather than paranormal, the thought of an unknown stranger lurking outside after dark might be even more unsettling. After stumbling across an old video he thought got deleted, a man named Alex turned to the Paranormal Encounters subreddit to get some opinions. While working in an old warehouse that was built in the 60s, he would often notice strange things happening around him, along with a haunting feeling of an unwanted presence lurking nearby. One day while no one was around, the security camera in the warehouse caught proof of what he'd been experiencing. Behind the door, a faint shadow came into view, then quickly darted to the right, then back towards the door, and as it got closer, the door suddenly closed. If we scrub back and forth through the video, the movement of this unnerving shadow becomes a lot more clear. But what doesn't make sense is what caused this door to close. According to Alex, this is a very old heavy door that requires some force to close it. And while trying to debunk this, he was never successful at getting it to close on its own. As creepy as this video is just even more proof that ghosts really need to get some new hobbies. Praying is where the religious find their comfort, protection, you name it. But for this guy, it didn't quite offer that safety blanket he needed. He absolutely cleared those chairs in one fell swoop. Can you blame him as well? There doesn't seem to be any signs of strength at all here. And how would all of the chairs fall simultaneously? And did you notice the strange figure hovering around near the black chair? It still looks humanoid, yet translucent. The capture of the video explains that, in the call center where the video was filmed, events like those happen all the time. Looks like it's time to get Ghostbusters in there. Who knows, maybe the next time you get through to a switchboard, the voice on the other line might not be quite human. One day back in 2019, it was nearing dusk and a woman headed outside to feed her chickens. After tossing down their food, she stood in place admiring the view of the sunset. But as she scanned the tree line, something in the distance caught her eye. The hair on the back of her neck stood up as she realized that someone or something was standing between the trees. She could only describe it as partly resembling a man, while at the same time having animal-like features. For 3 months following this encounter, she continued to see a similar figure out of her peripheral vision, but when she returned to look, it would vanish completely. One night while she was home alone, she was recording videos on Snapchat, but while recording, something unnerving appeared in the background. As she zoomed the camera out, something can be seen walking behind her. What looked like the head of a figure moved towards the right, quickly going out of view. Her eyes widened as she immediately noticed it, bringing back memories of the figure she used to see. At the time, she was sitting in a loft with her legs crossed, debunking the possibility of this simply being her leg. But if it's not, then what the hell is that? It's not unknown that the best time to capture something truly unnerving is at night, but the idea of what exactly just happened here is completely up to you to decide. Watch and see what we mean.
Hey, I check out across the street. Watch this light come on before this nigga come in my yard. Watch this. Y'all try to explain this to me. Look at this light come on, y'all. You know what I did? Look at that shadow right there. Look, what the f that? Look, y'all. Y'all see that? He's just stopped right there. Look, look. Now here come Buddy. Look. Look at that across the street. Look. Why did it? Look across the street. Look, look, look. What the fuck is that? Why wouldn't he take off running? Why that thing chasing?
The video itself has a narrator who explains that a figure that shouldn't be there is seen. The video shows a motion detector light turning on and revealing nothing. Yes, you heard us right. Soon, we see a figure brazenly walking down the street, unconcerned by anything, but too faded without any visible legs to be called a human. As the video goes on, we see an actual human appear in the video across the street from the figure. The person heads to their car in a cautious manner, but would fool even you to believe they've seen the figure. But then the person opens the car, grabs a bag of goods, and runs down the street, as though it was a theft. To make things more complicated, the figure races after the person, out of the shadows and out of sight. Did that shadow truly try to stop a thief at work? And how is it moving so freely without a solid form? If it's not a spirit, what else? The Randonautica app became popular, as it allowed users to generate random coordinates near their location to explore. While the basic idea behind the app was to encourage people to go out and adventure, many users began to report strange coincidences and eerie experiences once they arrived at the coordinates. A TikTok user named Julia decided to try it out with a few friends. Once the sun went down, they received their coordinates and hoped in the car to head to their random destination. But as they approached, something truly terrifying unfolded.
It's up here. It's like over there by the light, I think. Like that one. What? Let's see. What the f?
Is that, oh, what is that? Dude?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Go.
Driving down an empty road, they spotted a figure dressed in black standing in the distance. And as they got closer, this unsettling figure suddenly lunged towards the car. Everyone inside screamed in fear as they definitely did not expect that to happen. If we slow down the footage, we can see that this unknown figure was wearing a metallic mask, clearly as a way to hide their identity. But was this chilling encounter actually related to the random coordinates generated by the app? And more importantly, why did Julia throw this freak over? 8 years ago, a rehab nurse named Shelby experienced something she would never forget. One night at the hospital, one of her patients sadly passed away. Shelby, along with other staff, carefully prepared the body for the family's final visit before it was taken away. The hallway outside the room was eerily silent, and no one was around. But later into the night, as Shelby sat at her desk, the call light from that very room suddenly turned on. A chills ran down her spine, but she walked to the room to turn it off. The call button was still hanging on the wall right beside the woman's body. Returning to her station, she barely had time to process what had happened before the call light turned on again. Instead of walking back, she chose to answer it from the phone at her desk. But when she picked up, she wasn't prepared for what she heard on the other end. Coming from the speaker was an unsettling voice, which instantly sent chills across Shelby's body. She leaned in to listen closely, but unfortunately couldn't quite make out what this voice was saying. While this was happening, no one was near the room, the TV was off, and the door was closed. So whoever or whatever this voice belongs to remains a mystery. Dmitry is a Russian paranormal investigator who left the business for a while for unknown reasons. Now, his triumphant return has him investigating an abandoned building rumored to have housed a Russian witch, where now all manner of strange goings-on happen right before our eyes. Watch.
Кто это?
In his efforts to discover the witch's secrets, Dmitry have set up some static cameras, and that's when he realized he was never alone. Things started moving by themselves. Did you see that? A door that opens and closes by itself. And what's the deal with the wardrobe? What is going on here? Please tell me that's not some kind of secret underground portal to hell. But this is what's so annoying. There was something clearly making that underground door shake, if he didn't go and move it to see what was there. Was it an animal or something like that? Nothing like staying at home to complain about what the paranormal investigators should have done, but didn't, right? If only Ben was there. I'm pretty sure he'd ramble it. While setting up for the evening and getting his cow fed, this guy was just conducting his usual routine. But then he noticed that something else seemed to want to give him a hand. Considering the video was taken outside, unless someone were lingering on top of a roof, we would see some kind of shadow, if they were pulling buckets to and fro or up and down. So, what's going on? Normally we hear that animals are pretty sensitive to spirits, but that cow is either oblivious or does not care one jot. But the scariest thing here isn't the moving debris. Something translucent seems to be hopping around the area. Did you catch it? What in God's name is that? You can see it again later on, but further back. Now if there's one universal rule in horror, it's this. Anything vaguely humanoid that starts crawling towards you, bad news. Sure, this could be some clever editing, but let's be real. If you saw that thing skittering towards you in real life, would you stick around to fact check? Yeah, doesn't think so.